Today on University Report, we have an update on an ongoing construction project on campus. Then, a traveling vintage market stops in Minneapolis and draws a Gen Z crowd.
I love everything about the 60s and 70s. It's the only generation I like.
We also have an inside look at the life of a hardworking graphic novelist.
I think that they're their own unique thing that are complementary to the original text.
Need something to jam out to? We've got a preview of an upcoming music festival on campus. On this beautiful sunny day in Northeast Minneapolis, see how the 420 community celebrated their annual holiday. Stick around to find out more on this week's University Report. Good morning and happy Friday. It's a great day for some news. Welcome and thank you for joining us on University Report. I'm Kylie Kendall.
And I'm Jacob Kappenman. Let's dive in. Now that the cold weather is hopefully behind us, construction season is ramping up all around us. But on the University of Minnesota campus, construction goes on year-round. Katrina Bailey joins us from one major project. Hey Katrina, I can see the construction behind you.
Hi Jacob, that's right. The rain may have stopped, but the construction has not. And the building behind me, behind this tour group, is Fraser Hall. Fraser has been under construction for 2 years, and they're getting new state-of-the-art chemistry equipment. There's going to have a beautiful view of the Mississippi River and a new study area for students of all kinds. This week I spent time figuring out the construction and I found out when it might end.
Located on Arlington and Pleasant Street, Fraser Hall is being remodeled. The construction project started about 2 years ago with 1/3 funded by the State Capital Project and the rest by the University of Minnesota College of Science and Engineering Department. Fraser's new chemistry labs will enable students to do experiments and write about their findings in the same space. There will also be a new chemistry tutoring space and a general study area. The current lab space in Smith and Kolthoff Hall is small.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. It was part of what convinced the legislators that we had to do something, which is they would come for these visits to see the spaces that we needed to renovate, and they'd be stepping over the students trying to get to the lab and asking why they're all sitting in the hallway. And we'd say, because this is the space we have.
University spokesperson Ron Nazur said the new building will not only allow for more space, but will also allow for a new type of chemistry.
What's unique about it is it's really looking at how chemistry education has changed. When I took chemistry back in the olden days, it really was about more of what they called a cookbook, where you took this chemical, mixed it with this chemical, and you learned some new things about chemistry. This is really looking at the problem solving and trying to figure out things and come up with new solutions and teaching students how to problem solve.
Now, the construction is expected to wrap up in July of this year, with classes being taught there this coming fall semester. And not only chemistry majors will use that space. According to the project website, 1/3 of all undergraduate students here at the University of Minnesota will take class there, which is about 5,000 people. And I'm just excited for the new study space. I always need a place to do my interviews.
Thanks Katrina. Stay safe and wear a hard hat. Here's a look at the area affected by the construction. As Katrina mentioned, the sidewalk has been blocked off for some time. This causes the intersection of Pleasant and Arlington to get backed up by vehicles heading towards Washington Ave. On the bright side, though, this should clear up when construction finishes over the summer.
We've been hearing a lot lately about the popularity of vintage clothing, especially with younger consumers. But here's a startling statistic. On average, each American throws away more than 80 pounds of clothing per year. Mary Kate Fenstermaker takes a closer look at why the vintage trend is more than just a fashion statement.
At the Time Travelers Vintage Expo, the past comes alive. Here, for just one day, vendors get to show off their vintage treasures, from clothing to toys to just random memorabilia.
Well, I do lots of Y2K stuff, so early 2000s. I spend so much time gathering all this stuff. A lot of the stuff I buy because I love it. I want to share it with everybody else.
For many, vintage shopping is more than just a trend. It's about nostalgia.
People are looking for the nostalgia factor, things that maybe their older brothers or sisters wore or their parents, and just the sustainability aspect of it as well.
As younger generations embrace vintage, they're also tackling the environmental toll of fast fashion. There are enough clothes on Earth to clothe the next 6 generations, thanks to the vast amount produced and the short lifespan of most garments.
I just feel like upcycling, reusing stuff, these kind of events are the best place for it.
It's actually well made, and there's more time put into it.
Stuff was made for more of a purpose back then.
Not only do vintage items last longer, but they also just provide a refreshing alternative to mass-produced clothing.
Fashion is not something I necessarily always cared about. I mean, it's a learned thing like any other.
I feel like a lot more freedom of expression when getting older items and matching them.
Mixing and matching vintage pieces lets people express their unique style and celebrate what came before.
I think our generation's getting more creative and they're starting to like the old stuff.
The love for vintage goes beyond just style. It's about connecting the past and present, one treasure at a time. Mary Kate Fenstermaker, University Report.
The Time Travelers Vintage Expo has 10 more stops scheduled before the end of 2025. So if you missed it this year, don't worry, because it will most likely come around again next year.
Take a look inside the mind of a graphic novelist. Bianca Caputo spoke with one about her newest project. And if you're not a fan of books, no worries, reading is hard. We've also got an action-packed slate of sports coming up on University Report.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
Welcome back to University Report.
It's been 100 years since the novel The Great Gatsby was published, and now there's a new graphic novel adaptation. Bianca Caputo talked to teachers around the Twin Cities who are excited about a new way to introduce an American classic to young readers.
I like kind of the joy of sticking with something for a long time and kind of seeing where it leads.
Kay Woodman Maynard is an expert on all things long. long-distance sports, long-distance friends, and long-term projects. Her latest long-term project is a critically acclaimed graphic novel adaptation of The Great Gatsby.
And I really think that they're their own unique thing that are complementary to the original text.
Spending over 1,500 hours on the novel, Woodman Maynard finds ways to track the time.
And every time I finish a chapter of penciling the book, I put a rock in the lettered press tray. I actually have a whole chart of every page. So every time I finish a page penciling, I check it off.
Her organization extends into a detail-oriented look at every page and line in the American high school classic.
It says, after Gatsby's death, the East was haunted for me, distorted beyond my eyes' powers of correction.
Her version of the story used watercolor vignettes to display the vintage attitudes of the time. People at a Books and Bars event were feeling the excitement.
I always love a chance to meet a local artist.
I talk about his life in St. Paul. He was born here in 1896, where he first decided that he wanted to be a writer.
For this Minneapolis author, East Egg is just the beginning.
This is the biggest in-person event I've ever had, talking about my book. So
Bianca Caputo, University Report.
For more information on Kay Woodman Maynard and her next book, an adaptation of Talk Everlasting, you can go to z.umn.edu/universityreport.
It's an exciting time to be a sports fan. We've got a good mix of pro and college level sports going on in the Twin Cities. Starting off with the pros, it's playoff season for the Wild and Timberwolves. The Wild took on the Vegas Golden Knights in Game 3 last night. Kirill Kaprizov got the Wild going early on the power play with a wrist shot from the point. Marco Rossi scored with his first career playoff goal a few minutes later to give the Wild a 2-0 lead. Later in the period, the Golden Knights managed to get one to make it make the score 2-1. Past the midway point in the second period, Matt Boldy scored after a hard-nosed forecheck to give Minnesota their 2-goal lead back. Then, in the dying seconds of the middle frame, Ryan Hartman found Kaprizov on the doorstep for his second power play goal of the night. 2 penalty kills in the late stages of the third period, paired with 30 saves by Philip Gustafsson, fueled the Wild's 5-2 win over Vegas.
Meanwhile, the Timberwolves are at home for the first time this postseason. They'll host the Lakers for Game 3 tonight at 8:30 with the series tied at 1-1. The Twins take on the Angels tonight at Target Field. They're coming off a home series against the White Sox. The Twins picked up 2 wins and a loss against the Sox. Moving on to the Gophers, the baseball and softball seasons are in full swing. Gopher baseball hosts USC at Siebert Field for a 3-game series. The Gophers are coming off a 2-win weekend against Rutgers. Game 1 versus USC starts tonight at 6 p.m. At the same time tonight, Gopher softball hosts Pittsburgh for a 2-game series. The Gophers look to build off their 10-4 win over rival Wisconsin on Monday.
Gopher softball will also take on North Dakota for another 2-game series later in the weekend. And that's all for sports.
Spring is in the air at Minneapolis Institute of Art. This weekend only, you can see Art in Bloom, which is a 4-day exhibition celebrating the beauty of flowers and art. Art in Bloom is free and open to everyone. It features floral interpretations from works from the institution's collection by over 100 florists. There are beautiful displays, free guided tours, and family-friendly activities. And tonight, starting at 6, there is a party in Bloom with champagne, appetizers, and live music.
It's Suns Out, Drums Out. A musical festival is coming to campus tomorrow, and we've got all the details. If you have a hard time keeping up with unpredictable Minnesota weather, we have a 5-day forecast coming your way soon.
We're all about water in Minnesota. I've been here approaching 50 years. Originally, the biggest problem we had is algae bloom from the sewage in the lake. And now we got the zebra mussels, and that's been a major negative.
Zebra mussels are an aquatic invasive species. They impact the food webs within lakes, which impact fish populations, growth, occurrence, and especially in Minnesota, where so much of our recreation is lake-based, that impacts those local businesses, different tourism around the state. Zebra mussels were first found in the Great Lakes back in 1986, and since then they have spread throughout much of Minnesota. People love clear water, but that's not necessarily good. That means that conditions are different for the plants, for the fish, for everything in the lake. This project out on Lake Minnetonka is looking at a copper-based product called EarthTech QZ. We are hoping that this will give us ideally some solutions for controlling zebra mussel populations. This project is largely a partnership between the University of Minnesota, specifically MASERC, the Minnesota Aquatic Invasive Species Research Center, and the U.S. Geological Survey.
It is very much a team effort. Even the marina owner that has graciously allowed us to use their area for staging our equipment and supplies. So without the cooperation of all those different partners, it would be impossible to do a study of this nature.
There are a lot of infrastructure and businesses existing relying on the lake. It's not only the marinas, it's everybody around Lake Minnetonka will suffer subsequently.
Well, the zebra mussels over on the east end of the lake make it clear. It looks like an aquarium over there. So during the daytime, it's kind of tough to fish.
Zebra mussels affect our boats by getting into the motors. They affect the beaches. They get on the rocks. People step on them, cut their feet. So it just makes it less desirable to use the lake. And as a business that's in a lake community, that affects us.
This project is specific to Lake Minnetonka, but we're hoping that this type of treatment will be able to be repeated on different lakes. The University of Minnesota's Aquatic Invasive Species Research Center is one of a kind. It's the only one like it in the country. And the work that we're doing is protecting Minnesota's lakes.
The University of Minnesota is absolutely essential in this matter. And it's a profoundly positive experience for us to be part of it.
Welcome back to University Report. I hope you didn't miss us.
The University of Minnesota's Spring Jam is tomorrow, so I wanted to see if students were going and how they were feeling about the event this year. Here's what they had to say.
It seems like I probably won't be able to go.
Yes, I am.
Maybe.
No, I'm not.
I'm likely not, yeah.
A variety of responses for a variety of reasons.
It's not quite my cup of tea, you know.
Maybe more advertisement, because low-key, I haven't heard a lot about it. And I feel like I'm not well-versed on what's going on about it. So I think more just like outreach maybe and like information about it.
Yeah, my friend went last year and she was like, oh my gosh, there's rides, we should go.
Where's it located usually?
The University of Minnesota will be hosting Spring Jam here at Lot 37 on Saturday at 4 p.m. By then, the cars behind me will be replaced by food vendors, amusement park rides, and a live stage for music. On that stage, Spring Jam is having Dizzy Faye, Mad Sci, and Beach Weather. Along with the professional artists, Spring Jam is finishing the Battle of the Bands competition with Honey Tree, Clean Plate Club, Virgo, Tin Whiskers, and Homunculus Rex all competing against each other. Homunculus Rex has been looking forward to this performance for months.
We've actually been looking forward to this for a while. This has been like the gig that's kind of been way off in the distance for us, like the target gig, like everything we've kind of been playing for the last, I don't know, however many months.
Working towards this.
This has been kind of like that we're trying to get to Spring Jam.
Both of you, you're probably right.
Collectively fine.
Yeah, sound guy will take care
I don't know, the idea of competition doesn't always sit well with me personally, but like just being able to experience all the different soundscapes that people have to offer is a really unique thing.
It is weird being like, yo, that was a killer set, dude. I hope ours was better.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear all the groups that we haven't played with yet.
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be a lot of...
We did some research, looked them up a little bit, and I'm like, I'm impressed. We're screwed.
To see Homunculus Rex and the other Battle of the Bands finalists, you'll have to attend Spring Jam tomorrow at 4 p.m. It's free for all UMN students and $20 for general public. For more information on how to get your ticket, Go to our website at z.umn.edu/universityreport.
I love Spring Jam. I've been every year for the past 3 years. I'm so excited for Saturday.
I've been once, and it was cold, miserable. I waited in a line for like an hour.
Oh, awful. Well, I hope it'll be good. I'm sure it'll be a fun event. I mean, hopefully the weather cooperates this weekend too. This week was a typical spring mix. We've had some sunny days like this, and people have been out and about. On the other hand, there have been some periods of clouds and rain. I just wish the weather would make up its mind. Mary Kate Fenstermaker joins us with the 5-day forecast. Mary Kate, what can we expect in the coming days, and will we get good weather for Spring Jam?
Hey Kylie, so it looks promising this weekend if you're going to Spring Jam or anything else outside, but on Sunday there are possible showers, but overall it's shaping up to be a really nice week. So today we can expect cloudy skies with a high of 61 degrees and a slight chance of rain in the evening as temperatures dip to around 38. Tomorrow begins with a bit more sunshine with a high of 66, but don't forget your umbrella for Sunday because we're looking at a 30% chance of showers and a high of around 65. As we head into the new week, Monday heats up to 74 degrees with scattered thunderstorms. And then Tuesday, it will cool down a bit, reaching 60, but it'll be partly cloudy. And for most of the week, those mornings will be chilly, but by 3 to 5 p.m. on most of the days, you can expect those peak temperatures before it cools back down. So keep those jackets handy and enjoy your weekend. With spring hopefully here to stay, we should be able to start enjoying the spring flowers instead of the spring showers. Back to you, Kylie.
Thanks, Mary Kate.
It's been so nice recently. It's been nice.
I know. I really hope it's actually sunny days and not too much rainy days because that's just not my favorite.
But on Sunday, I'll make sure to have a hood or umbrella handy. I have to keep my new haircut fresh.
Are you still with us? A university history class is putting on an exhibit on campus. Then we'll mellow out with a party that brought together Minnesota's 420 community. Stay tuned for more on University Report.
Because it was there. Because determination overcame distance.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
Because the unsolvable was invitation enough. Why are we driven to discover? Because we can change the course of history. Because tomorrow's visionaries need focus today. At the University of Minnesota, with each student comes an opportunity to set their sights higher and to show them the way, so our graduates can shape the future and fulfill the dreams they haven't yet dreamt. Because renewable energy can sustain us all. Our students envision the sun powering homes on every block, wind-blown ideas launching entirely new economies, and fertile soils fueling cars and people alike, protecting the harmony between humanity and nature. Because self-expression can move 1,000 souls. Be it a song or a dance, a canvas or a poem, the arts are vital to the U of M experience, as are self-discovery and moments of sheer amazement. Because cancer can be conquered by targeting medicines, customizing treatments, and transplanting stem cells, incurable cancers can become survivable. Terminal can be redefined as treatable, and optimism can spread once again. Because human rights need champions. From classrooms in Minnesota to courtrooms in Uganda, assembling a collective voice for change allows dignity to return and extends human rights across the globe. Because clean water ensures quality of life. It's essential to the health of all nations, so we're studying models and molecules. We are committed to making clean water flow freely, from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the slums of Mumbai. We share the belief that anything is possible, because at the University of Minnesota, discoveries unfold, breakthroughs happen, and history is forever changed.
Welcome back to University Report.
Students in a history class at the U titled The Histories of Student Activism in the United States are putting up a display in the West Bank Skyway. The exhibit will explore the history of student activism here at the university and across the country through the eyes of the class. All are invited to the opening reception from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on April 28th. The exhibit will be up from April 28th of this year to April 18th of next year. So you'll have lots of time to go see it. I know I'm planning on it.
March isn't the only month that celebrates a green holiday. Northeast Minneapolis hosted a 420 block party this past weekend, and it definitely exceeded everyone's high expectations. I went there to check it out. In Northeast Minneapolis, the THC retailer Hemp House hosted its first annual block party to celebrate 420, an international holiday created by the cannabis culture to celebrate and advocate for the consumption of all kinds of cannabis. Attendees could try THC seltzer samples from over a dozen vendors, along with different edibles like gummies and pretzels, and one of the more popular choices of the day, the THC ice cream, which quickly sold out. The $10 ticket included a cup or shot glass for free drinks and a clock tote bag pointing to, of course, 420. Although the day was filled with fun music from DJ Nemo the Hooligan, and an exciting skateboarding contest, the true meaning of the block party was about more than that. It was about bringing a community together.
No lie, it's awesome. It's amazing just seeing a lot of people just come outside and really just enjoy the atmosphere of like being around each other in the sense of like we share a community.
Many partygoers agreed and praised the chill and inviting space.
It just makes feel like, you're chilling with friends, you're just letting it loose, being vulnerable, talking to people, and not like think about in your head too much and then just chill.
I think, with THC becoming more and more legal in Minnesota, it's cool to have like an actual celebration event for it that's really public, community. It's cool.
Over at the Midwest Famous booth, Representative Zach Herlofsky said the experience also brings together the vendors.
Within the brands are with us, we're a community. And we want everybody else to see that community because we want that stigma to go away. And that stigma needs to go away.
Herlofsky said he's met most of his friends through THC and that it's one of the most welcoming environments.
The space that we create, if you look around, we got people skateboarding, we got people meeting and greeting. I've met some of the most amazing people today. It's just welcoming.
It's definitely a good time. Like, I feel like this is what we built Hemp House off of, is kind of coming together, just like a time to get high.
Almost 2 years after legalization in Minnesota, recreational cannabis that you can actually smoke has yet to hit the stores. Many people at the block party were very blunt about how long the process is taking. The first licenses to sell Minnesota-grown smokable cannabis could roll out as soon as next month, and the Office of Cannabis Management said by this fall it should be quite a budding industry.
That looked like a good time.
Yeah, we definitely have to go next year, huh?
For sure.
Well, that's it for this morning's University Report. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kylie Kendall.
And I'm Jacob Kappenman. Enjoy your weekend.